Why someone's laundry might be late today due to a low rollover crash. A fire almost took down an oilfield services company in San Angelo, and a woman wanted for the jealousy murder of the famous pro cyclist was captured in Costa Rica. Plus, a San Angelo man has been arrested for choking a woman unconscious and breaking another man's leg. Plus, we have an exclusive interview with the songwriter who co-wrote the mega hit song called Layla for Eric Clapton. He's in our studios right now, and I'm Joe Hyde, and this is Live. Today's show is brought to you by Jim Bass Cars and Trucks. If you've gone anywhere these past couple of years, you probably noticed a lot of empty car lots at car dealerships. As the volume big city store in a small town, Jim Bass Ford has fared better than most, but we can still use some vehicles. If you have an extra car or truck you'd like to sell, come by Jim Bass Ford at Houston Hart and Arden Road and let them give you a bid. They might buy it. You might be surprised. That's at Jim Bass Ford at Houston Hart and Arden Road, or visit them at bassbunch.com. Kicking off the news today, your laundry may be late today. Around noon, first responders were dispatched to the 1100 block of Loop 306 westbound regarding a major vehicle crash concerning a UniFirst truck. Now, UniFirst makes uniforms. You know, they do the laundry and stuff for a lot of companies that do uniforms. Anyway, their truck had rolled over into the median. This was near the Ben Ficklin Bridge on Loop 306. Our reporter, James Bellini, he was at the scene, and he was the only guy on our local media at the scene. Let's hear his take.
Thanks, Joe. I'm here at the 1100 block of the westbound side of Loop 306 where a UniFirst truck rolled over. Driver failed to control speed, ended up in the median. He was looked at for minor injuries, and he did receive a citation.
The 23-year-old male driver was traveling westbound on the frontage road when he lost control of his truck and rolled over into the side and settled in the median next to the Ben Ficklin Cemetery. Now, at the scene, medics got to look at the driver, who thankfully had minor injuries. He did receive a citation, and at the time, it was not determined whether drugs or alcohol played a factor in the crash. The citation was for, get it, failure to control speed. The UniFirst truck is the only vehicle involved in the crash. Last night, the Grape Creek Volunteer Fire Department was dispatched to the 600 block of Arden Road for a fire that had fully engulfed a commercial trailer. At U.S. Well Services in Grape Creek, or U.S. Services Well Service, Grape Creek Volunteer Fire Department spokesman Jose Rivera said the exact cause of the fire had not yet been determined, but that the trailer caught fire, and at the time he said it was being worked on. The burning trailer was close to the structure, but the responding firefighters worked hard and protected that structure. They were successful at preventing the flames from spreading. Rivera also said that whenever they are sent to a fire at an oil field related facility, they're very aware and concerned about chemicals or other hazardous chemical materials that may be present. Thankfully, none were found in the immediate area around the fire. No injuries and no major damage was reported except for the semi-trailer that seemed to burn to the ground. Due to the rapid response from the Grape Creek Volunteer Fire Departments, the fire was out within 30 minutes of the original call. Over 6 weeks ago, the Austin police obtained a warrant in connection with the apparent murder of pro cyclist Anna Mariah Wilson. Yesterday, the murder suspect, Caitlin Armstrong, was captured in Costa Rica. U.S. Marshals announced the arrest of Armstrong this morning, 43 days into the manhunt. Authorities in Costa Rica assisted U.S. law enforcement in tracking Armstrong to a hostel in, get this, Provincia de Pulimenteras, where Armstrong allegedly used a fraudulent passport to fly from Newark, New Jersey to San Jose, Costa Rica on May 18th. Now, the backstory on this. On May 11th, Austin police found the body of Anna Wilson with several gunshot wounds in a friend's home at 10 o'clock p.m. Wilson was visiting Texas ahead of a competition. She had gone out for the evening with Colin Strickland, who police described as Wilson's boyfriend. When Strickland dropped Wilson off that evening, Armstrong's vehicle was mysteriously seen in the surveillance video of that drop-off. Then on May 12th, the next day, Armstrong was questioned about the death. Police were curious why her Jeep appeared in the area at about the time Wilson was shot to death. According to detectives, Armstrong could not confirm or deny being in the area. 2 days later, on May 14th, Armstrong flew from Austin to New York, and on May 17th, an arrest warrant was issued for her arrest. This is a developing story, and to read more, go to sanangelolive.com. A San Angelo man has been arrested for choking a woman unconscious and then breaking a man's leg. Elmo Rogers, he's 30 years old, was arrested for the assault that took place in the mid-March. Rogers and a woman were having an argument, and when the woman told him to leave, he allegedly grabbed her by the throat and choked her unconscious. When she came to, she went to another house on the same property to tell someone. There, she asked another man, as a favor, to go back to her residence and tell Rogers to leave. Roger then used an unknown object to hit the Good Samaritan, and the blows knocked him out cold. When the male victim came to, he had a broken femur bone in his leg. A warrant was issued for Rogers, who was arrested on June 28th for aggravated assault causing seriously bodily injury and assault of a household member. This week, Texas Parks and Wildlife, the department there, their inland fisheries in San Angelo District, completed a largemouth bass stocking on OHIV Reservoir. The total number of fingerlings, that's what they called, the total number of fingerlings stocked in June 2022 include 118,000 sharelunker bass, about 206,000 Lone Star bass, for a total of 324,000 total bass stocked. These fish were stocked with boats and placed in location with dense cover to maximize survival. Sharelunker bass are the first generation offspring produced directly from angler-donated legacy class bass, that is, the 13-pound plus size bass. Furthermore, Texas Parks and Wildlife reached its goal of converting the Florida strain largemouth bass hatchery broodfish to have an offspring of legacy class fish. These sharelunker descendants have been dubbed Lone Star bass, named to denote their special significance to Texas. Overall, the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department expects to stock over 6 million fingerling Lone Star bass statewide this spring in over 50 reservoirs. Since 2019, anglers have submitted about 26 legacy class largemouth bass from OHIV Reservoir to the Toyota Sharelunker program. When we return, Matt Trammell goes one-on-one with a man named Bobby Whitlock. He's from the band Derek and the Dominoes. Whitlock tells about writing big hit songs and working and performing with storied musicians like Eric Clapton and George Harrison. He'll also tell us why a famous guy like himself is in San Angelo. Find out after the break.
Power, durability, comfort. This season you could have it all with a bad boy in your garage.
Every bad boy is built from scratch in the heart of America. Built to outlast a lifetime. Bad boys are fully welded with heavy gauge steel construction, engineered for all-day comfort, powered by high horsepower engines, and deliver the perfect cut. This season is the season for a bad boy.
Mow with an attitude.
Come get your bad boy mower at Henderson Tractor and Implement on Christoval Road.
Musician, a little bit of everything. Bobby Whitlock, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right. Well, welcome to San Angelo. You've been here a little bit. You've been in Ozona, but welcome to San Angelo.
Yeah, we're in Ozona just over a year, and so we come back and forth to Angelo all the time. You know.
Yeah, we're talking a little.
Do our big shopping.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit before. You say you're from Austin. You just moved to the area. How do you feel about this area so far?
Oh, I love it. I didn't know there was such an artistic community in San Angelo. Really didn't know anything about Ozona or San Angelo when we moved here. Mm-hmm. We bought the house, and then met our neighbors. And it turns out that we live in a beautiful area, beautiful neighbors, and then we've got, San Angelo right down the road, an hour away, and we do all our major shopping. And this has an incredible artistic community I didn't know was here,
Well, you are somebody who knows about art, knows about a little bit of a culture, I guess, as you can say, as a whole. First, let's start with your background a little bit. What makes you? What brought you here? What's your story? You have a lot of stories. You've been around for a while there.
I'm still getting around.
What is what? No, I didn't mean that. Oh, I mean just the things that you've done. I mean, we're talking about you've hung out with rock stars. So tell me about some of those.
I was original member of Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, and that was the seed that was planted for a lot of famous people like Leon Russell and Eric Clapton and all. Eric and I had a band called Derek and the Dominoes.
Okay.
And we did the Layla album and some other things. He's played in our band, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And then he and I hooked up again after that thing disbanded. And we did the Layla album, and that's a constant,
I mean, everyone knows that song.
Everybody knows that. And then I
did, and that's this guy right here.
Yeah, funnily enough, George Harrison, we did his All Things Must Pass album.
Yeah.
And when we moved here a year ago, moved to Ozona a year ago, they released All Things Must Pass again in a big box set, and I didn't have a clue about it. And so I'm still number one in some countries. But so I started off here with a number one record that was 50 years old.
Yeah, God, could you imagine? I mean, that's insane. When did you start to meet these people? How old are these?
Everybody.
What time period was this going down at?
Well, this was in the late 60s, and I was the first white act signed to Stax Records.
Okay.
And from there, that's where I met Delaney and Bonnie. We went out to California and started Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. Leon Russell became a member of our band. J.J. Ko became a member. Eric Clapton wanted to be a member. Carl Radle was our bass player. And it just went on and on. Our horn players went on to be in the Rolling Stones. And so everybody.
I mean, we're talking class. I mean, top lister. I mean, we're talking about some of the best rock stars of all time. I mean, you're talking about
best musicians
for sure.
That's enduring even today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know. Coco and I, my wife and I have. I don't know how many albums. I think we've got 9 albums that we've done together in the last 21 years, and then 4 years ago. She said, I was looking around in one of our barns. We had a farm on the edge of town in Austin, and I found some canvas. And I told her, I said, hey, look what I found in the barn. I said, and she said, why don't you get some paint and paint? So she's a great artist.
Yeah.
And she said, why don't you do that? And well, I think I will,
Yeah.
And so I went down to the art
try
store,
it out a little bit.
got a couple of paints and some brushes, and I had 3 canvas. And the first one, it was fun to do. And it was just like it came natural.
Yeah.
And then I did another one, and I just this is not on at all. And I was about ready to throw in the old brush.
Yeah.
And she said, I've never known you to quit anything. And so she said, give it one more try, and I did. And I hooked up with that creative principle or intuition or whatever one might call it.
Yeah.
It's just like not any different than music. It's the same artistic expression, only it's coming out through me onto a canvas now.
Yeah.
As opposed to, into the ether over a microphone,
Yeah.
But you can actually see it. And I've been painting just over 4 years and got a exhibition at the museum in Ozona that's ongoing for 6 months, and then got this exhibition coming up with Raw 1899.
Yeah.
And that's going on for a month. I got another exhibition coming, and then another one at the museum after that. And this is with my art. And
and you're like, I've already gotten famous off this music stuff.
Yeah, I already
and
have
now,
that.
I mean, it's
that
just,
fame thing is all behind me.
Yeah.
Even though it's all around, it's still behind me.
Well, no, and it's just you're able to branch out a little bit and just have another form where people can know what you are on the inside in another form, I guess.
And it's not. It's all emotional art, you know. It's not something. It's not paint by numbers, you know, or any portraits or anything. It's an abstract, emotional abstract painting that I do, and now it's entered another phase, which is at Raw now, and so I think it starts tomorrow night.
Yeah. So just so we know, this is the main reason why you're here. We're here to promote the downtown stroll that's going to be going on tomorrow night. So if you don't have anything to do tomorrow night, go downtown San Angelo. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do, including we're going to be able to see some of your paintwork at Raw 1911.
1899.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's a nice place too. It's got
my goodness,
12-foot ceilings and you know, it's pretty cool looking place.
You can get any type of wine you want there too. I mean, they got
all the fine wines around and champagnes. And as a matter of fact, the thing's going to start at 4 o'clock tomorrow. 4 o'clock. It's going to be 4 to 8. Perfect. I haven't even seen it. I'm excited about looking. I just took them the paintings and let them figure out what they wanted to do. I don't know how to hang them.
So what? Since you've been doing this for, you've been doing painting for a little bit now. So what is your favorite painting you've done so far?
The last one that I did. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how it really works. But there's a few that are actually they're in the museum now. And one is called Little Falls, and it's real simple. And I didn't know about Monet and Renoir and any artist. I didn't keep up with art because I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't look at my singing and playing as an art form. I looked at it, an ability. I always sang since I was a little bitty and playing because it all came so natural and so easy. As does my art now. You know. I don't have to go looking for it. I just have to wait on it. You know, wait for it to happen. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I know that I'm going to be there to be that extension.
Yeah.
You know, a lady told me the other day that she said you can feel your painting. You know, and I said yes. I said because it's what goes into something is what's going to come out. If a lot of emotion goes into anything you do, that's going to come. That's going to express itself.
Right.
Same thing with my painting. You know, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. You know.
Well, apparently it's working though.
Yeah, it's working. Yeah. I mean, I let all this stuff happen, and it's like I don't even find the right word for it, but I'm a part of this creation, this activity. You know, it's a spiritual thing. Matter of fact, a guy named Joe Carini in New York City they have rugs and tapestries made, and so he looked at my art and they have he's made 9 or 10 huge carpets, 12 by 12. You know, 9 by 12, 12 by 14, made out of my paintings.
Wow.
Yeah, in Nepal. And so, but he said a couple of weeks ago, he said, your art is soul art. And I went, you know, that's really good because that's really what it is. It's you know, it's the soul of me. You know,
you're not doing it for any other reason, but just for the fact that you are just trying to express yourself on this.
I'm compelled to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm totally compelled to do it. There's no way I could not do it. You know.
Yeah.
And if it goes away, I'm glad that I had this ability for this short time, but it's not going to go away. It's going to keep doing its thing. It won't let me go. I didn't go looking to be a painter. I didn't really know art, you know. I thought it was all, you know, like Gainsborough and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't look. That wasn't it found me.
Yeah.
You know.
You found the canvas in the barn.
Yeah, I found the canvas in the barn, and the painting found me.
Exactly. All right. Well, if you want to see some of his artwork, just remember, go down to downtown San Angelo Thursday starting at 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Specifically at Raw, they will have your whole exhibition there.
Champagne,
wine, whatever you got.
Champagne and wine, the finest place in town.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on here. It was awesome. It was awesome talking to somebody who, knows a lot of stuff about the arts and music.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
All right. And we'll be right back after this message.
I'm going to have a message, but welcome back. Quick reminder, if you're really digging this live daily news show, like us on Facebook. You have to actually follow us. You can like us, and then there's the way to follow us on Facebook. I don't know where the button is, but you push it somewhere. Maybe it's a link. Anyway, if you're what is blue? Wait, Trammell, how'd you get your shirt changed so fast?
It was a quick wardrobe change. I mean, that's what we do around here. Everything is so fast-moving paced.
It is a fast-paced moving news organization. But anyway, if you follow us on Facebook, hit the bell on YouTube, and of course, you can catch us Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock for the live daily news program, and it's streamed live on sanangelolive.com, our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube channel. I just want to know, what do you think, Matt? Do you think the guys out there, the audience, are digging our show?
I think so. I think the people that have seen it have definitely said that this is something cool that we got going on. I was at a chamber event today about a detention pond, which we'll find more about tomorrow.
A detention pond.
Yeah, we will. No, not retention, detention.
Yeah, it's very important that you say detention because the city engineers get mad at you if you call it a retention pond.
Yeah, so I was there and I talked to a bunch of people and there were multiple people that were saying that they liked what we got going on and just more people
so
are
you're
going to be
getting feedback.
And I think more interesting guests are just lining up as it comes.
There is no place in San Angelo, Texas, where you can get such an eclectic group of these interview subjects. I mean, we're interviewing one day we're interviewing some hippie dude from Washington State who wants to sing about being a hippie. And then the next day, we're interviewing the head of the Texas AgriLife Extension Service about beef prices. I mean, it's just incredible. The kind of...
We've had this about 2 weeks, Joe. Who do you think your favorite guest has been so far?
My favorite guest? I don't know. I like it when I'm on. Yeah.
Well, who's that? I guess the justices or what?
Yeah, the justice. When we interviewed the three Texas Supreme Court justices, and of course this is right before all the court news of Roe versus Wade and things like that. Obviously, the Texas Supreme Court has nothing to do with that, but it was interesting to have three very high-powered lawyers, attorneys, who are now the justices on the highest court in Texas in our studios.
Yeah, that was right here in San Angelo. They didn't go on any of these other channels. They came right here to this daily live news show. There's a lot of big things coming. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we have another big name, the Mariachi Alma Mexicana. I know if Luis is watching,
you're on the Myers Minute this morning or earlier this afternoon, and I think a lot of people are thinking the Myers Minute was our news show, but it wasn't. It was actually the Myers Minute.
Yeah.
So we have other live stream shows that we're doing also. So don't get confused. At 4 o'clock, we're always going to bring you the news. And tomorrow, because of the fireworks show that San Angelo Live is putting on, it's going to be hosted by Downtown San Angelo Inc. at the River Stage downtown. We're going to bring in the opening act tomorrow. It's going to be Mariachi Alma Mexicana. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you said it just as good as I could, at least.
So what is a mariachi band? It's got a big old guitar, and it's got a trumpet, and what else? Accordion?
Yeah, an accordion usually. You said that, I guess the big bass guitar. Probably a regular acoustic guitar.
One of the questions we need to ask them is, what are the origins of the mariachi? What are the origins? Where does it come from? I'm
going to guess Mexico.
Well, yeah, it came from Mexico, but I think it actually might have come from South Texas, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out tomorrow. But anyway, Alma Mexicana is going to be performing on the River Stage. They open up at 7 o'clock on Sunday, July 3rd. And we're calling this thing is headlined as San Angelo Live's A Lone Star Banner, San Angelo Live's A Star Spangled Banner Concert and Fireworks, hosted by Downtown San Angelo Inc. And the concert and show starts at 7 o'clock, but the gates open at noon.
Yeah, because you know how it is. I mean, this is basically the new aged pops concert. But
you say new aged?
Yeah, the new age of pop concert, and what what always happens is people line up with all their stuff and go throw their blanket down at 12 o'clock. So make sure you guys get there early so that way y'all can get yourself somewhere to sit.
And if you don't want to get there early, you can get a VIP table. We have like 3 left. 3 VIP tables. It's like $60-something per person. It's a table of 8, total of $500. You get free ice cream, free hot dogs, hamburgers, sausages.
My favorite, the free drinks.
Yeah, we're going to have some free drinks. Not total free drinks because we still had to spend some money on the fireworks. You know, you don't want to go out there and drink too much and have crappy fireworks, right? So we had to devote a lot of the budget to the fireworks.
Of course.
Which, by the way, the fireworks are going to be the hugest, largest, most incredible fireworks display ever on the river stage.
I'm in.
You think so?
I mean, they were pretty big last year. I remember I was recording it, and I was thinking about after the first 5 or 6 minutes, like, this thing's probably going to end pretty soon, and it never did.
I know, it just kept going. But this year, we had so many, we put so much money behind it that we can't fit all of the firing positions on Celebration Bridge. So we're going to actually close off Oak Street, and that becomes another firing position. So we're going to have 2 firing positions, plus I think about a dozen cannon from Fort Concho are going to be positioned in Neff's Park, and they'll be firing in conjunction with the fireworks.
Firing cannonballs?
Not really cannonballs. I wish we could do cannonballs. But, you know, last year we were warned. He said, if you put more than 1 cannon down there, you're going to blow out all the windows in downtown San Angelo. And so we were kind of worried about that because we kind of put this, you know, these guys that run these cannons, they're historical Civil War era cannons. There's crews that run them and people own them. And there's kind of like a collecting thing. And it's, I mean, when they have an opportunity to go show off their cannon and fire them, they show up. And so we had so many cannons show up, and we're worried about blowing out all the windows. But nothing like that happened. It was all fake news. All fake news.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to have a pretty big blow to blow out windows. I mean,
I think they're worried about howitzers from, like, you know, the Army, the actual Army, modern Army howitzers. You know, like what they're shipping off to Ukraine right now.
do they still use cannons?
Heck yeah. It's called artillery, counter battery.
What do you put in a cannon nowadays? You don't put a cannonball. You should put a missile.
Well, some of MLRSs, you can put the missiles in there, and then they have the guided, I don't know, they have those GPS guided cannons, those new ones they're sending to Ukraine. Someone can tell us in the comments, but there's a modern artillery is the thing. So.
Well, we don't have any of that. We have old school Civil War cannons that will blow
and you know,
all the windows.
It's half Confederate and half Union cannons.
Yeah, because this is Star Spangled Banner. This is 4th of July. We gotta remember everybody. Bring all sides together.
That's right. Bring all sides. Besides, most of the Confederate cannons were captured Union cannons anyway. So, you know.
Indian givers.
Anyway, July 3rd, 7 p.m., the Bill Ayler Sr. Memorial River Stage downtown. That's at the intersection of Oak Street and Avenue A. And the show kicks off at 7 p.m., and I'm telling you, I'm going to say it again. It is a huge, I mean, really gigantic, never seen this big before fireworks show. It starts promptly at 9:05 p.m. You know how we figured out that we're going to fire off the fireworks at 9:05, Trammell?
How's that?
Well, if you're a pilot, you know when the sun sets. And then there's this thing that we used to call extended daylight time, which is 15 minutes after sunset. So sunset is at 8:50 on July 3rd. We add it 15 minutes so we make sure it's, you know, at least pretty dark. Yeah. And then we say 9:05. That's promptly when the fireworks will start. They'll start with the firing of the cannon. That's how they're going to start it.
Cool.
Anyway.
So firing of the cannon, got a big fireworks show right after that.
I mean, huge, really huge.
The biggest.
Largest fireworks show ever.
This is, yes, one of the greatest of all time. But the fireworks show is going to kick off about 9:05. 1812 Overture from the community band.
Yes, 1812 Overture is important for people to understand. The 1812 Overture is a traditional 4th of July piece, even though it is written by a Russian.
Well, isn't that the America we live in?
That's right. We have North-South cannons. We have Russians writing our patriotic music. It's all wonderful.
Exactly.
But, you know, what I'm excited about is after the fireworks.
What's going on after the fireworks, Joe?
We're going to have Chicago Tribute Authority. And they're the best Chicago tribute band in America.
Well,
I mean,
they're
these guys are
the
good.
only one in Texas.
Well, I think there's a couple other ones, but there's only a few. There's
Gotcha.
only a few of these tribute bands that can play Chicago music because it's like this blend of classical music and rock music and jazz. It's really hard to put all that together. Plus, it's a 10-piece band. Can you imagine in the days of COVID trying to keep a 10-piece band together?
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty tough. But
especially
it's no Saturday in the park, let's say.
Yeah. But, they make everyone smile so they can keep them on there. But I was talking with the keyboard player from Chicago, and he said that the hardest piece to play for their band is a ballet for a girl in Buchanan. And that's like this 13-minute suite. And anyway, the 13-minute suite is difficult because it involves all kinds of different music, lots of octave changes and stuff like that. But anyway, the Chicago Tribute Authority will be jamming and rocking on the river stage. And I heard we're going to have 9 or 10 speakers flying, on the left and right of the stage. Plus, we're going to have the gigantic live stream.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. I mean,
yeah, you like the live stream.
Yeah, you get to see my work in action.
Yeah, so if you can't make it to the San Angelo Live's big show at the river stage, you can still watch it as a live stream on YouTube. The same channels. If you're watching it here, you'll see our live stream show up. That's why it's important for you to do what? Follow San Angelo Live. Hit the bell on YouTube.
Hit the bell on YouTube. Like us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. You can catch us every day, Monday through Friday, on this very unique daily live stream show. Joe, do you think I've read that a few times?
Yeah, you can do it like by memory. Or you can download our app on the App Store, on Google Play, and we send out a push notification when the show starts.
Yep, and we'll do that same thing on Sunday, too.
Yeah, we might send out several push notifications.
Yeah, just to let you know.
But anyway, the entire concert, River Stage, starts at 7 p.m., gates open at noon. You guys be there. I'd love to see it. But anyway, until tomorrow, I'm Joe Hyde, and this is Live, the daily news show from San Angelo Live. Good evening.